Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. You can listen to Seth's Daily Podcast, weekly conservative show on WKRO, Akron's 80s, 90s, and more every Sunday at 7 p.m. I appreciate them having my show, and it's a lot of fun doing. And this is a normal podcast here on YouTube. We're blessed enough to have TikTok superstar, actually, BigCountry. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How you doing?
Doing great, man. And I know you're also into the Bigfoot world, just like me.
Oh yeah. I have seen and experienced some things here in Louisiana that would blow your mind.
Definitely tell us the stories, man.
Anybody that don't think they're real, you better stay out of the woods in Louisiana. Because I can tell you, Mr. Foot is very real. I've had several encounters in the last couple of years, just been real serious over where I deer hunt at. It's used to when I was growing up, I was like, Bigfoot, yeah, okay, whatever. Let me tell you something. Anybody that don't think he's, like I said, don't think he's real, better stay out of the woods in Louisiana. I've had some very strange things happen here, the last couple of years. That Bigfoot's the only thing I can really think that it could be. Tell y'all a little story there. Last deer season, okay, I hunted a deer. I'm talking about I hunted him hard for, I don't know, probably 90% of the season. And I finally got my shot on him. I shot him with my bow, and I shot him just a little far back. Anybody bow hunts knows that's going to happen. You're never going to make the perfect shot every time bow hunt. Well, I shot him. I trail blood. Never found the deer. Found a spot where he laid down, big pool of blood. Never found the deer. Well, about 2 days later, what's going on, Cassie? About 2 days later, I was going into my stand, and when I got to the stand, the head of the deer was laying at the foot of my steps on my stand. Explain that one to me. It looked like right behind the neck, looked like it was cut off smooth, with like a machete or something.
Y'all explain that? The cats.
And it was just the head. I mean, all the rest of it was gone, but it was just the head. I said it looked like it was cut off smooth with like a machete or something.
Definitely. Now, have you actually had any like eyewitness encounters, like you've seen Bigfoot and stuff?
Well, explain this one. Was 8 foot tall and got bright orange eyes. If that ain't Mr. Foot, I don't know what else it is.
The only explanation I can come up with is Dogman. I've heard Dogman of being that tall too.
Well, but it wasn't. Everything I hear about a Dogman is kind of fairly aggressive. This has never been aggressive. It's never threatened me in any kind of way. It just lets me know it's around.
Definitely. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. Dogman is very aggressive. Dogman is, some people think Dogman's like half demon and half human or something like that, or from the devil or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I've never had any experience with one, but who's to say?
Yeah. Well, when I hear it, I don't want to.
Right. Unless I got a gun in my hands. But say, here's something I figured out. As long as you're not trying to threaten him or use any kind of force to him, they're not going to bother you. I've got to where now I pretty much strictly bow hunt, and whenever I have my bow, I have no issues, none. Like I said, a lot of times they'll let you know that they're around, but they're not trying to hurt you. He just wants you to know, hey, I'm here. Last year I had another partner of mine was sitting in the stand, and it was about 5 o'clock in the evening. It was getting at prime time with them deer to start moving. And between us there's a big bottom where we was at, and it sounded like we was at the zoo. Sound like we was at the monkey cage at the zoo. And he texted me, he's like, dude, what is that? Like, I told you he was in there. You didn't believe me. And he's like, man, I'm gonna shoot him. I was like, you gonna make him mad? You shoot him with that 6.5, you gonna make him mad. That's all you gonna do. I said, best thing to do. I said, if you see him, just leave him alone. You know, he ain't gonna hurt you. And he's like, man, I'm getting out of here. I said, well, you just got to sit in the truck and wait for me till I get there. I said, I'm hunting the dark. Man. And we heard a few more, some real clear, distinct knocks, and I've heard some growling and stuff like that. But like I said, I haven't had any kind of violent encounter. I have seen stuff get tore up, but I think that was just more or less just letting me know, hey, I'm here. There you go, y'all. Little monkey milk chartreuse, hackle jig. But was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, we're going into one of my stands. I had a tree, about, I don't know, 24, 30, 26-inch stump, tree fall across the road. And I had to stop and walk all the way in to my stand. And I made a comment that I had to move it, come back with my saw, cut the tree out. Well, I went on hunting that evening, ended up shooting a hog. And never did go look for him. So the next morning, I went in there, the tree was gone. So it looked like somebody took the tree up and spun it around and set it on the side of the road. I have had some weird shit happen up there, y'all. I don't know. I can't explain it. So, I mean, I've heard tree knocks. Like I said, last year we heard a bunch, sounded like we was at the zoo. A bunch of monkeys. We've had everybody talks about the screaming and all that. I ain't heard none of that. I've heard no screaming. Like I said, the only sounds I've heard sound like we was at the monkey cages. I found a few tracks, stuff like that. I did put a stand up last year in a new location, my new bow stand. And about 3 days later, I went in there to go put out some feed and stuff. And there was 2 oaks about this big around, twisted off about 8 foot high, and both of them was leaned over the road like this. I took that as a telltale sign to keep your ass out of here. So I went in there and got my stand out, moved it. And, but where I set the stand up, it's like about 100 yards from the property line. But where the property line is, on the other side of it's a clear cut. It's there's a bunch of big hollers and washouts and stuff like there. And that's probably where he stays at, where he lives. I'm about 3 miles through the woods as the crow flies. If anybody has ever seen the movie or the TV show Killing Bigfoot from the Gulf Coast Bigfoot Resource Organization, Miss Shirley in the first video, I am 3 miles from her house is where I hunt at.
Wow.
But she is also the woman who raised me. I've been to her house. We've had rocks hit the house. I've had stuff growling at me out there in the yard at night. I mean, as far as, walking up and be like, hey, you Bigfoot. No. But they let you know they're there. They let you know what they want you to know. When, like, I said, what, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I was up there. No, it was last year, first to last year. Went up there in bow season. And I shot a big boar hog, probably close to 300 pounds. And he ran off her a little ways off the food plot, and I took back up to my truck to him and just hooked a rope around and dragged him out. Well, I got a spot where I take all that stuff. Anybody knows big boar hog just ain't good to eat. So I took him off, drug him up there. Come back next morning, that hog was gone. Coyotes, something like that. There was quite a few coyotes around there. But there's no way a coyote can tote off a 300-pound borehole. There's no sign, no nothing left. Normally a coyote, something like that, there'd be straps and pieces of carcass and all that. There was nothing. It's like it just vanished. I've had that happen multiple times. A couple years ago, me and my partner Leroy, I don't know if he's still in my life or not. Me and him were sitting in Red River catfishing about 12 o'clock one night. And we had something holler. Well, I tell you, you could hear it 2 miles down the river. Whatever it was had some sure enough lung capacity. I looked at Lee. Lee looked at me. He's like, I think it's about time to move around. We wore out our welcome here. And I don't know what it was. I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. But I can tell you one thing. It wasn't human. And it wasn't nothing I've ever heard before.
Yeah.
I've smelt him several times up there. And never, he never make no noise. Everybody talks about it smells like dead rotten meat and smell like skunk wet. No, it don't. It smells like old septic. Dulcie, I can't even describe what it sounded like to you, brother. It was more of a
musky type smell.
Yeah, it's a musky smell for sure.
That's what a lot of people explain it as.
It's like you wore the same work shirt for 3 days.
Yeah,
couldn't imagine. You be out in the sun, just sweating. That's what it sounds like. It smells like the same work shirt you wore for 3 days in the sun. But Dulcie, it was like the best way to explain it to you. It was more of a yelling. I guess you call it a yelling roar. I don't know why you can't share, buddy. But it wasn't like, some people say it roared like a lion or something. No, it didn't. It was like a long, drawn out kind of a moan, I guess you call it. But it was loud. Well, it was not quite a whoop, man. It was like try to impersonate it, but it was like a ooh, kind of what it sounded like. But there's no way it was the cow. Nothing like that. Well, no cow, no shit like that. I have never heard anything like that the way it sounded. Like I said, me and Lee looked at each other. Was like, "Yep, it's time to go."
Don't blame you. No,
we ain't got nothing in the boat but a damn fishing pole and a machete.
Yeah,
and ain't neither one of them gonna do no good.
No, there's some people that says they've shot Bigfoot and it's done nothing to them.
Well, buddy, I'm gonna tell you, if I ever had to shoot one of them, I'm gonna do it self-defense. I ain't gonna shoot it just for the fun of it, but because I ain't trying to make you mad. I've seen the destruction they can do. I'm not trying to make you mad.
No, definitely don't want to mess with Bigfoot.
Last year, I was sitting there. We was planting food plots. What's going on, Ford? And I watched a little pine tree. I think he was a small pine. He was probably about that big around, y'all. Wasn't nothing major. Get popped off and get sent across where I was planting the food plot. It looked like somebody was throwing a javelin. It wasn't meant to hurt me. If it was meant to hurt me, he'd have knocked me off the tracker. It was meant to, hey, I'm here. I want you to, just letting you know, hey, I'm right here. So, don't do nothing stupid. But,
yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people has different opinions on all that. But let me tell you, from what I've experienced myself personally, Mr. Foot is very real. And they're not aggressive. I mean, I guess every once in a while like anything, you'll run across one that's aggressive. But in my experience, I haven't come across one that was aggressive. When I was at Mama Shirley's house, damn it, I've had one growl at me. I've had sticks get thrown through the yard. But as far as like, I want to come out there and kick your ass, no. And I watched a series the other day with the Iceman. Does anybody know who the Iceman is?
No.
He's a bow hunter. He's a bow hunter. And he has been having a lot of encounters with him in the woods, bow hunting. They let him know he's there, but they mean no harm, you know. Like he was saying the other night he did a podcast with one of my favorite channels. It's called Dixie Cryptid, and he did a podcast with Dixie Cryptid, was telling about some of his stories and stuff like that, his experiences, and like he said, if they wanted him, they could have got him a long time ago. So it's
Yeah, you hear that a lot, man, with people.
And the same goes for me. You know, I walk in there before daylight, you know, to my stand a lot of times, and I'll never turn the light on because if there's deer there eating, I don't want to spook them. And was it last year? It was last year. No, it wasn't. It was year before last. I walked in one morning before daylight, like always, without my light on, and I heard something made me stop. And I reached, and I'd carry a small little pin light. That's all I use if I turn one on at all. And I could tell there was something there, but I couldn't see it. I could sense it, but I couldn't see it. You know, anybody's ever been in the woods, they have you have that sixth sense, like something's looking at you. And it was bad that morning. It's like he was standing there watching me walk into the stand. If he'd have wanted me, he could have got me right then. You know?
Yeah,
I didn't have nothing but a bow in my hand.
definitely, man. Bigfoot is not known to be aggressive at all, actually, man.
Right.
Most people say that he just like wants to be left alone. Him or she or whatever they are.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something I have figured out though. They're curious.
Yep.
They're a curious little critter. One of my stands that I hunt in, it's a box blind. I made an actual 6x6 box on the ground. Okay, it's got fold windows in it, opens up in and out with a damn big office chair in it. I went in one morning and my door was open. All my windows were open. My chair was turned around, like on the side of my stand, because I'm diabetic. I have to keep like little pieces of candy, little baby candy bars, stuff like that in there. All that stuff was gone. Like a lot of times I'll keep cough drops and stuff like that in there. All of that, god dang it, all that kind of stuff was gone. Anything else wouldn't bother. I had grunt call in there. It wasn't messed with. I had a bottle of doe urine in there. It wasn't messed with. I did have a spit bottle because I had a spit bottle thrown out of the stand. All I could figure is he tried to take a drink of it or something. But other than that, pretty legit, yeah. So, but other than that, nothing wasn't really messed with. I've never had nothing, destroyed, no stands tore up. I had a one spun around one time. The way I had it facing, I was facing down Old Law Road, and it was completely turned, facing opposite direction. It could have been, it wasn't no way a man grabbed that stand and turned it around. This stand probably weighed 400 or 500 pounds. I've had I've had big box stands. I got 20-foot box stands that I've had blow down in the weather, and I've had them moved. It'd be blowed down like if it blow across the trail or something like that. It'll get spun around out of the way. I didn't do it. My daddy didn't do it. I don't know who done it, but it was done. Like I said, I've seen. What year was it? Was it last year? It was last year. We was up there and it rained, rained, and rained. And anybody that's ever been up there with me knows if it rains, you better not get off the road or you stuck. And a little hunting truck I got, it's just a little Ford Ranger, you know. And well, I pulled off the road there and had to go in there and try to load a deer up. And I got stuck. Like stuck. So I had to go walk out and flag me a ride because while hunting, there is no cell phone signal. You know, very, very little. And went to my brother's. We're gonna get him to come in there, and he's got a Jeep with a big winch on it. So he's gonna get in there and hook to me and drag me out. Well, I get in there. We go back. It's, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock at night by the time we get back. Because my brother's slow as Methuselah, but you know. So we get in there, and my truck is sitting in the road. It has been pushed out of the mud in the road. And whatever done it had some show enough strength because I had it in gear. I drive a little 5-speed. It was in gear. It was picked up out of the mud hole and pushed up on the road. You can see 2 perfect handprints on the back of the tailgate in the dust, and both of them looked about that big. They looked about 10 to 12 inches long. 2 perfect handprints on each side of the truck. That freaked me the hell out, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. My brother's like, well, it looked like somebody already helped you. We got around, got to looking at it, and in the mud, you can see the tracks. I guess it's a big male. From his tracks, I measured out his tracks one time. They were 22 inches long and 9.5 inches wide. I got a big foot. I wear a size 12.5 boot, but his footprint dwarfs my boot. But like I said, he don't mean no harm. He's doing his thing. And an animal like that that's not bothering you. It's what I understand. Okay, I understand they need one for discovery. Okay, I do. I understand that. But you got one that's not bothering anybody. That's just living life. Why shoot him? I mean, I understand. Like I said, the need for discovery and stuff like that. But I don't see the need to kill it. If I want to, if you want to kill one, fine. Find one that's being aggressive and physically trying to hurt people, then that's fine. That's the one you want to take out. Hey, everybody, y'all see the Seth Daily podcast that just come in? That's who I'm on with right now. So everybody, make sure y'all follow him. This will be on YouTube, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
With Seth Daily podcast on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Be up tonight.
Sir?
It'll be up tonight.
All right. Like I said, why not? Well, if y'all gonna kill one, why not kill one that's causing trouble? I mean, like I said, I understand that they need one for discovery for, the government to actually say, hey, you know what, this creature's real. Why not find a bad one? Why? I'm gonna put it to you. Let me see the best way to just how I want to put this. Don't fuck with Harry and Henderson. You get one that's calm, cool, collected, why? Stupid. And I watched this show. I forgot old boy's name, claiming that he's killed like 4 or 5 Bigfoot up in California or some shit. And why? Okay, where's the evidence? Let me see. You tell everybody all this. You shoot them. Well, let me see one of them. I'll tell you real quick what it is. I think it's, like I said, I think it'd be stupid just to shoot one.
Yeah, and you really don't know if they're half human or not, to be honest.
Right. It could be. It could have human DNA. You're right. That's like that show that I mean, it's Finding Bigfoot. Or no, it's Killing Bigfoot. I'm sorry, it's the name of the show. Which is the Gulf Coast Bigfoot Resource Organization, and their whole thing is they want one alpha male for discovery. If they can get the one alpha male they want, they hunt them, yes, but they hunt the nuisance animals, the ones that are, killing people, killing people's dogs and chickens and things of that matter. Well, everybody says, it's not Bigfoot, it's a panther. Let me tell y'all, I've been up close and personal with a panther. I've had them trail me all the way into the woods. I've had them trail me up to my stand, to the steps of my stand, and try to climb the stand with me. The destruction Mr. Bigfoot does ain't nothing compared to no panther. I've had panthers scream. I've heard them multiple occasions in the woods. Big difference.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Black Panther sightings here lately.
Yeah. You hear one scream, and you'll understand what I'm saying when I tell you the vocalization between a Bigfoot and a panther. Yes, Riley. Yes, they actually have seen Bigfoot for real. Yes, they have. I have seen some stuff. I found tracks, seen eyes, had stuff happen that's the only thing I can think of, when I was about 20 years old, y'all, we was riding around one night, and I ain't gonna lie, I was night hunting. And they had just made a big cutover right here by my house. And they had road thinned everything. So I'm sitting there, I'm going through that road thin shining. And I come up on a set of eyes that was about 9 or 10 foot tall. They were bright red and about this big around. They looked like they was about as far apart as a hammer handle. And they was like, what in the world is that? I was like, I don't know, but I'm finna find out. I'm finna ground check it. So I shoot it. Now keep in mind, I shoot a 270 with 140 grain Hornady bullets. I shot it, the eyes went out. Well, they're like, hey, you killed it. About 10 seconds later, or well, wasn't that long, probably 5 seconds later, 60 yards to the side of us, we hear the world tearing apart. And it's looking at us again, coming to us. So I shoot it again. It sounded like you took a Sherman tank through the woods when it left out. Whatever it was, I shot it twice with a 270 and it didn't stop it. So y'all tell me what it was, because I don't know. What on, Dixie?
Yeah, I've been in contact with a few people. I can't say their name because they was supposed to be on my podcast, but it didn't go through. But they didn't shoot Bigfoot, but they have shot supposedly. I'm gonna say supposedly because I don't know if it's true or not because I'm just going by their word. Supposedly they shot Dogman like twice and it didn't do anything to him, just scared him away. Like I don't know if Dogman
exactly. Yeah. Like I said, I never had a run in with them, not that I can know of. I've had shit trail me in the woods. I've had stuff parallel me in the woods. I've been walking into my stand before daylight and can hear something right here beside me. Trolling.
Wow.
Yes, Riley, I'm on it right now. It's Seth's Daily Podcast. We're actually, this is actually a live podcast. Anybody that don't, Seth, you still in the room, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not in your chat right now.
Okay. Well, anyway, his name is Seth's Daily Podcast. Riley, I can put you on with a lot of good stuff on Bigfoot. My favorite is Dixie Cryptid on YouTube. It's hosted by a fellow named Cam Buckner. He has some amazing stories, man. What he does, he people write in their stories, and he'll tell them online on a video. He does actual live interviews, stuff like that. It is a fantastic channel. Anybody that hasn't listened to it, check it out. It's called Dixie Cryptid.
Yeah. Also, my channel has had some bunch of Bigfoot researchers that have been on television. We've had David Mills from Indiana. He's part of the We Are Legend Hunters Bigfoot organization. And then you got what's his name? Dave Spinks. He's been on Discovery Plus. He's from Ghost Hunters. He's been on Ghost Hunters before. I've interviewed him. He's actually had a Bigfoot encounter at a lake, and it was actually on Discovery Plus. What is that show called? I can't remember. He was on Destination America as well. Yeah, man, there's a lot of great Bigfoot content out there on YouTube, and it's free.
Yes, it is. Was it Steve Douglas, the Catfish Man, just did a video here a while back. Bigfoot was throwing rocks at him while he was catfishing.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was. You could actually hear him in the woods, and they was throwing baseball-sized rocks at him.
Wow.
Trying to get him off of that part of the river. He took the hint, but it's a lot of stuff out there. It's really, what do you want to watch? A lot of it, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of it's bullshit. It really is. Some of the stuff I've watched and some of the videos and all, straight bullshit. I mean, you can tell by the way they're talking, they're full of shit. I have what's damn shit? Which one is that? I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, that sounds like a joke.
I've talked to one of them guys trying to get them on before. I've heard some stuff about some people from that show faking it and stuff. I can't say exactly who, but it's one of the head guys.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, definitely, man. Most of that shit on Discovery and all that is BS for sure.
Yeah. One of the guys in my live, Nelson, says, I've also seen it standing behind a tree. It was 8 foot tall and has white pearly eyes.
Well, definitely you can contact me at Seth's Daily Podcast on Facebook, and I'll definitely have you on, man.
He's one of my regulars, dude. You probably know him. It's Dosey Firefighter.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Sure. Dosey's had several encounters himself.
Yeah, for sure. There's another one of my buddies that he actually has a TikTok dedicated to Bigfoot, and he has like 100-some K followers. Bigfoot Anonymous. That's his ad on TikTok. His name is Connor.
Well, I'm gonna have to find that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
He's got a bunch of it ain't videos he's took. It's videos from other people and stuff, and he just posts them on there.
See, that's what I like about Cam at Dixie Cryptid. He don't do the pictures and the videos and all that, unless it's something, you can look at it and be like, hey, that's what that is. He's not gonna post it because what he said, his explanation of it is, I'm not fixing to post something like that and have a fool made of me. You know what I'm saying? That's why he strictly does like the stories and stuff. I have too, those. I've been out. I've been in there when I was younger. After that experience, when I was younger, I had it in my mind I was gonna kill me one. And but knowing what I know now, I'm glad I had it.
Definitely. Most of Bigfoot is nice. I mean, I hear this from a researcher. This is a great quote. He said, Bigfoots are just like humans. There's good, mean, and there's in the middle.
Well, that's what, like, one of the guys on the show, Bigfoot is real. And that's what he's explaining. And he said they all have, how do you put it?
Human-like traits.
Yeah, they all have different attitudes. some of them deserve to be killed, you know, and some just deserve to be left the hell alone. They're like humans. You know, there's good ones and bad ones. So, and if you think about it, I mean, that's with anything though. That's like it's like that dog right there, for instance. You know, she can be good natured as she can be, and then 5 minutes later, she want to tear your leg off. You know? And I mean, everything is different. You know, you'll never find two of anything that exactly the same. It don't matter what it is, what kind of species it is, anything. Two of the same will never ever be found. What's going on, boss? It's you know, a lot of people, you know, I've been had my opinion asked about what Bigfoot is, and I tell them what my opinion is, and they think I'm retarded, but I may be wrong. You know, if anybody wanted my honest opinion, I think they're giant pithecus that came over on the land bridge. I mean, you got to stop and think. Okay, they have human-like hands, human-like feet. You know, who's to say it's not? You know? Who's to say it's not some kind of descendant of the caveman? You know, or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
That's one reason that I would be real hesitant to shoot one, because the possibility of it being part human. You know, who knows? You know, the government may have made them. I don't know. You know, but they say there's recordings of Bigfoot from back in like the 1700s and shit. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
there y'all go. As a perfect monkey milk. Yeah. You know, it's just
That's definitely one of
I don't know,
the
Captain.
that's definitely one of the most likely scenarios is the Bigfoot is just another ape than
Yeah.
besides human or the missing link or whatever you want to call
Right.
Bigfoot.
Well, that could be Dosey. Yeah, it could be. My buddy Dosey says, I've heard people talk. People say that they are ancestors from cavemen that didn't want to live in modern times, which, you know, it makes sense.
I think I've heard Native Americans
What
say
was it,
that.
Ronnie? I didn't see it, buddy. I'm sorry.
I've
Go back
heard
to it. Go back to it.
the Cherokee Native Americans have said that before. I've
Mhm.
had one of my buddies is actually he's full blooded Native American. I do not know his tribe. I'm sorry if you're watching out there, if you see this. But yeah, he believes that they're like human like well, I think
Mhm.
he believes I can't remember what he exactly said because in the middle of the interview his internet went out, so it was
Yeah.
kind of in and out on what he was saying and stuff.
Yeah, I got one of my guys in my live asked. Let's see, what was the podcast in the early 2000s where people called in and talked about Bigfoot and Dogman? Do you know what that is?
I think you're talking about Coast to Coast, and that is still on. They talk about UFOs, aliens. They talk about all the cryptids. It's on AM radio late
Yeah,
at night.
yeah.
It's still going on. It was
Mhm.
Art Bell was the host of that.
Yes, yes, yeah. I remember. I remember the other day. Dixie Cryptid was talking about him. Yes. Did that
He's
answer your question, buddy? Yeah, Dosey. Really? I didn't know that, buddy. Dosey's part Cherokee. I hear that. No, like I said, this was Mountain Monsters. Well, let me tell you something about Mountain Monsters, dude.
my buddy was on that show.
Mountain Monsters is staged. Okay.
Yeah,
I've actually talked to a guy that he knows Buck and a couple of them guys real well. Uh, Now they have had some encounters in the woods, but they couldn't tell you what it was. All the noises and all that in the woods, that's all staged, y'all. I mean, I like watching it too because it's funny as hell. But you know, how you gonna get a bunch of old people? My boy Bog says, "What's your opinion on the Mothman, buddy?"
That's definitely let's see how much I can talk about it, because there's actually some people that have supposedly seen something connected to Mothman that I know that is bullshit. But the
Right.
Mothman in general is I believe Mothman is real. I believe maybe it could be an alien and stuff, but if people out there know the Mothman story, they know what I'm talking about. There is another sighting of a smiling thing. I'll just say it. There is something I can't say it because I'm on YouTube. Can't say it. There's something connected to it that is bullshit. But as
Yeah.
far as Mothman, yeah, Mothman is. I definitely believe Mothman is
I have
real.
too, Riley. Riley said he's seen witches in the woods. I have too.
I've not seen that.
I can take you to a place here in Louisiana. What's going on, BT? For about 15 miles from where I live. It's in the middle of Kasatchee National Forest. You go in there at night, there's old crosses and stuff in there where they used to have hangings. You can go in there at night, you can hear chains rattling, you can see stuff floating through the air in front of you. But it only happens on a full moon.
Wow.
The Cherokee Devil.
I've heard of that.
Yep. Ask him about the Cherokee Devil and a little girl humming. Oh, that's first I've heard.
I've heard of the Cherokee Devil actually from my buddy William Nighthawk. He has his own podcast. It's definitely a good listen. You can find it on Spotify. Forget the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it'll have his. If you just type in William Nighthawk on Spotify, he knows more about that than me. But I have heard of I've heard of that. Yeah. I don't know too much about it. Like I said, I do have Native American blood in me, but it was like my grandpa was born in 1917. I wasn't born in 98. He died before I was born, so I didn't really get to find out much about the Native American blood.
Riley, I'm in Louisiana, brother. You can't miss me on that. You know, one of the most famous witches in the world is right here in Louisiana. Marie Laveau.
Oh yeah, I've heard of her. You're talking about the black lady from New Orleans, right?
Yep, the Black Witch of New Orleans. Yes.
That still haunts that cemetery. Yep. See, I'm a former ghost hunter, so I actually know more about it.
I am too. I used to work for Vernon Parish Paranormal. Yes, I did. Yes. And I have seen stuff, y'all, that would blow your mind. If you knew what was really out here, you would never leave the house.
No. There's something worse than.
That's why I don't ever tell nobody, about some of the stuff I've seen, doing that, because, I talked to somebody one time and told them about, the experience that we had. She never left her house again.
Really?
Yeah. I told her about some of my experiences, and she literally scared her so bad she never left her house again. That's Marie Laveau, Big T.
Yeah. Dude, I pretty much said the thing connected to Mothman. I pretty much said it. I pretty much said it once I said what I said. So people are now going to find out that story was bullshit.
Well, and they should, dude. If you're not gonna, why tell bullshit about it? If you're gonna tell the story, make sure it's true.
Oh, it's not my story. It's a big story that was big back in the 60s. Now, the Mothman sighting at the bridge, I believe, is real, and all the Mothman sightings are real. But there's another sighting.
Well, they say, is a guy on the phone from West Virginia? No, where you from, sir?
Kentucky.
He's from Kentucky, yeah. I've heard that Mothman is attracted to electricity and light. So, that very well could be on a bridge, You get a big bridge like that has a lot of lights and electric wires and shit running through it, then that's a damn good possibility,
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, you still in here?
Yeah, man, I definitely I definitely believe Mothman is real, dude. Because I've
Yeah.
seen actually I had the person that makes the Mothman costumes for the Mothman Museum, and he actually showed me letters. So the Man in Black is like government officials,
Yeah.
like visited people, and there was letters of witnesses sending letters together. The original letters this guy actually has, and he showed it on camera. So, yeah, I definitely believe that there was something there because the way the government was acting around the Point Pleasant area.
Joseph says, I saw the 8-foot eyes on a little girl humming in the woods.
I don't
about
know.
that one,
I don't know, man. I've never. Thank God, I've never seen that because I'd shit my pants. To be honest.
That's like my mama, my other mama, Miss Shirley, the one I was telling you about earlier.
I've heard of her, man.
She has a ghost in her house. Okay, 2 of them.
Really?
One is a little girl about 6 years old in a blue flower dress, and the other one is an old Cherokee medicine man. You can hear him at night sitting there chanting shit.
Wow.
But the little girl, they didn't tell me. They forgot to tell me about this. Okay. So I'm back here in the bed asleep one night, and I can feel something touching my toes, y'all. Just like that. It's touching my big toe. Well, I open my eyes and look, and the little girl is standing there touching me on my toe. You talking about freak me the fuck out. But I didn't make no noise. I stayed real quiet. I stayed real calm, and I just laid my head back down on the pillow. Didn't say a word. The next morning, I chewed everybody out.
Yeah. That would definitely be scary as shit.
Yeah, it freaked me the hell out. I mean, it did. But my thing is, there's Seth right there, just popped in the live, y'all. Everybody, make sure y'all follow him. Oh, I have 2 those.
Yeah, I'm reading some of these comments.
I was dating a girl. I was in my 20s, y'all. I lived in Homer, Louisiana, which is about 20 miles from the Arkansas line. Well, the house that we was living in was built on top of an old well site. And there was a teenage boy that had fell in the well and drowned. And they say every once in a while, you see him walk through the house. I was like, that's full of shit, That's why I started the paranormal stuff. And I was sitting at the desk one day, and I was actually tying G's. That's back when I was, real big into it. And something caught my eye, and I kind of turned my head like that and looked. And standing in the doorway was a teenage boy in a white shirt and blue jeans. I looked at him. I just looked at him and I spoke to him. I was like, I can see you. And he just drifted off into another room.
That's creepy for sure.
I guess it was time for him to let me know that he was there, But I mean, he never caused no harm. I'll tell you what he would do though. I'll check this out. Tell me if this is crazy, y'all. Like me and the girl I was dating, we could get in an argument or something like that. He'd turn on the TV. He'd turn the stereo on. Or if the TV was on, he'd turn the TV off. Copenhagen. But yeah, he would let us know, hey, that's enough of that, Don't knock that shit off. And you'd be like, damn it, leave me alone, But but like I said, I've seen experience some stuff, man, and just it would really blow your mind to really know what's really, in this world. A lot of it, I don't know. I can't explain it. I've seen and heard stuff in the woods that would stop most people from going back in the woods. But I've been hunting since I could walk. Fishing, fishing all my life. I ain't finna quit. If there's something in them woods that's gonna take me out, it's gonna take me out doing what I love. I can promise you. But like I said, Bigfoot, he don't mean that. He ain't out there to hurt nobody.
No.
Like if he wanted to hurt somebody, it would have done happen. You'd have done hurt somebody, busted somebody's door in, all sort of stuff. And because don't think he can't. Don't think he can't walk up there and just kick your door in. And it ain't telling what he could do some real damage if he really wanted to. But that's not what they want. They just want to be left the hell alone.
Yeah.
I guess if I lived out there like that, I'd want to be left alone too, y'all.
Definitely. Dogman's the one you got to worry about though. That the Dogman encounters, all I've heard is Dogman to be very violent and very evil.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I've never had no experience with nothing like that. Because I'm promise you, if I do, I'm gonna show you what he looks like. I'm gonna kill him. Because he attacked me. One or two things gonna happen. Either he finna kill me, I'm finna kill him. One of them. Because I'm going down fighting. Anybody knows me knows I keep a razor sharp Gerber in my pocket. So if you get close enough for me to stick you with that, I'm finna gut you. And yeah, I ain't going down without a fight. I can promise you that. Absolutely. I done fought too hard to stay in this life. I almost died in 2018. It gave me a whole new perspective on life, y'all. I spent 28 days in ICU when my lungs collapsed on me. My lungs shut completely down. And I fought to live for 28 days in ICU in the hospital. So now, I know y'all can hear how loud I'm breathing. It's because I only have a quarter of a lung that actually works. So I understand what it's like to fight for your life, like literally. So, something comes to take me out, it better have it on its mind. Because I ain't going down without a fight. And like I said, now I don't even gun hunt hardly anymore. I strictly bow hunt most time. And it seems like as long as you don't have a gun in your hand, they're not going to bother you. They see that gun as a threat. Okay. The bow, not so much, because you can't shoot them way out there. It has to be up close and personal. Now, if I was to have one come in within bow range, and I thought it was going to be aggressive, then yes. If it comes down to me or you, sorry for you, Charlie. I'm finna let that rage eat. But and I thought about this, multiple times. Bigfoot comes at you. Where do you shoot him at? Shoot him in the chest. You might accidentally hit him in the heart. Shoot him in the head. You may hit him in the brain. It may hit that hard head and bounce off. You don't know. I doubt it, Riley. I done figured this out, y'all. If a big male Bigfoot comes at me, I'm shooting him right in the boys. Because I don't care what you are. Somebody shoots you in the boys, it's going to take the fight out of you. I guarantee you, somebody blows the boys off, you ain't going to want to fight no more.
Definitely.
And I figure that's the same way with anything, It could be, that's the safest shot I could think of. Yeah. Because you shoot him in the chest, you just might, you might make him right. You might make him mad. Or something like, you shoot him with a small caliber bullet. Something, I know a lot of guys that bow hunt. Like here in Louisiana, it's legal to carry a small pistol with you when you bow hunt. I know a lot of guys that bow hunt carry a 22 long rifle pistol. I don't carry nothing. I take strictly my bow. And so if I have to make that shot, that's what I'm shooting for. I'm trying to stop him in his tracks. What's up, Jeff? But like I said, I've never had any kind of violent display or, seemed like he, a threat. Seemed like he wanted to hurt somebody. His thing, yeah, I know you carry 45. Lee, I was just telling about that story about when me and you was in the river that night. We heard that thing holler at us.
Have you had any UFO sightings out there as well?
Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but I'll tell you the story about it. When I was 14, or no, I might have been 15. The guy I hunted with is dead and gone now. And you been watching? And we were coon hunting. Well, the dogs treed a big oak tree in the middle of a cutover. Well, you had to go through a sure enough briar thicket to get to it. We get, I don't know, within about 50 yards of the tree. And a radius about 200 yards around us just lights up like daylight. It didn't stay but just a few seconds. But for a few seconds there, it was just solid, like a straight beam of light. It's almost like somebody had like a humongous Q-beam above us shining on us.
Yeah.
It didn't take us dogs long to get back to the truck. The hell with that coon. But that's the only time I've only had something like that experience one time. And if this happened, I'm telling you exactly what happened. We was in Kisatchie National Forest in Georgetown, Louisiana. Exactly where it happened. Over off the Bucker Road. To this day, we will not go back over there. Well, I hadn't been back over there. I went over one time after that. Me and my buddy that passed away, we went over hog hunting. Because we used to hog hunt a lot with dogs. And when we got there, we dropped the tailgate, let the dogs out. Dogs loaded right back in the truck. They refused to hunt. I don't know what was in there, but the dog completely refused to hunt. Yes, Riley, I have. I don't know. They say if Bigfoot's around a dog, we will not go in the area. Like I said, I honestly don't know. We dropped the dogs out, and I'm talking about cur dogs, y'all. These cur dogs ain't scared of nothing. They hit the ground. They run around that truck a few times. I'm in Louisiana. Oh, those is in Mississippi. They run around the truck a few times. They loaded back up. They didn't want no part of whatever was there. And I've seen that happen on multiple occasions. We went to a big hunt over in North Louisiana, up close. And Leroy's going to know what I'm talking about when I say this. It was not far from Bodcock Game Reserve. Okay. Went up on a hog hunt. No. Leroy's killed one over 600 pounds out of Bodcock. And we was up there, and the dogs refused to get out of the truck. They refused to get out of the box. And like I said, I've seen these dogs run in and grab 400 or 500 pound boar hogs, just like it wasn't nothing. But when we was up there, they refused to get out of the truck.
Yeah, man. I've seen 2 UFOs in my life, and I've had a couple of UFO researchers on and stuff, and UFO eyewitnesses, and what you're telling me about your encounter, that's what you hear a lot, man. It's just like them bright lights and stuff. I mean, that's not too uncommon.
Yeah. Well, see, I did some inquiring about that, and somebody told me it was a satellite. Now, why in the hell would a satellite light up some old coon hunters in the middle of the woods?
That doesn't make any sense.
My point exactly, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know what it was. It's been several years ago, but I'll be 39 in 2 months. So yeah. But yeah, that's what they told us. It was satellites. But like I said, it didn't last long, just a few seconds. But there was. But see, here's the thing: there was no sound, no nothing. It was just, just the sound of the dogs treeing, and then all at once, poof, there's light.
Yeah.
So yeah, it scared. I ain't gonna lie, nobody. It scared shit out of me.
It will scare anybody, man, for sure.
Right. I mean, and I don't scare easy in the woods. My buddy live right here. Tell you, I don't scare easy in the woods. But it's definitely some interesting shit goes on in the world. So a lot of stuff happens that you'll never hear about. I call 7, Jeff. A lot of stuff happens out here that you'll never hear about. The encounters and the eyewitnesses and things like that nobody's ever going to speak because they don't want the ridicule. Well, I don't give a shit. You don't believe me? Fine, I don't care. I know what I've seen, know what I've heard.
Definitely. And what made you get into tick-tocking, actually?
I was bored. And because being sick, I can't go back to work or nothing like that. So I'm on live podcast, Jeff, with Seth Daily Podcast. So I had that, I sit here and tie jigs, and so I figured it'd be a good way to talk to people and meet new people. And I'm gonna tell you, I have met some amazing people on here. I got some guys in here. Whenever we go up to North Carolina to bring my mom up, I'm gonna actually meet a couple of them. Mr. Boggs there. We're gonna meet Mr. Boggs there and have dinner, and we're gonna meet Dose firefighter, and we're gonna go fishing with him. So, and Jeff, need to bring your ass on down from Ohio, Jeff. I'll introduce you some critters. But yeah, I have met some really fantastic people on this app. Mr. PA, I'm not gonna go in who he really is, but he the other night I was sitting at my table, and I had a Bobo piece of junk rice. Because a lot of people don't know, I'm gonna tell you a little story. In 2018, when my lungs collapsed and I was in the hospital, my house burned. And I lost everything I've ever worked for. I mean, everything. Me and my daddy both, we lost 2 campers, 2 vehicles, a house, 4-wheeler, bad boy side by side, probably 50 guns. I lost, I don't know, probably $10,000 worth of fishing tackle. When I say we lost everything, y'all, we lost everything. And, had to, start over from the beginning. And so I understand, what it's like, to come from, really have nothing. So, and since I've been sick, I used to work in oil field. I worked shutdowns. I chased them from the time I was 18 up until I was almost 30. And I had a lot of money, I spent a lot of money on stupid stuff. I ain't gonna lie. If I saw something I wanted, I bought it, and now, I went from the penthouse to the poorhouse. But let me tell y'all something. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. Because when something like this happens, you find out who your true friends are. Who's going to be there for you. And I can count them on one hand. The people that I can honestly count on. Yeah. Yeah, boss. Yeah, I can honestly count them on one hand. The people that I can honestly count on. Like I say, something like, you might think somebody's your friend. Let something catastrophic happen. And you'll find out who's standing there when you walk out of the rubble. Lee, he's in here. Preacher. A good friend of mine, my name is Bert. He goes by Biggin on here. And a couple others that I can honestly say that I can really count on, you know. When I was in the hospital, preacher is the one who come and got me from the hospital. When I left the hospital, they didn't want to turn me loose. I told the doctor, I said, look, man. I said, look, my house burnt yesterday. I've got to go take care of shit. He's like, dude, he's like, you can't. He's like, you can't breathe. You got no damn lungs. Possible, give me some oxygen or something. Give me some kind of machine. Let me go. Well, they finally released me, but they give me like oxygen tanks and a homemade oxygen machine, all this other shit. Well, preacher wouldn't even bring me here. He's like, dude, he's like, you don't even need to see what's going on down there right now. So we went up to his house, and man, I called Lee when it happened. It happened at 1 o'clock in the morning. My daddy called me like 1:10 or something like that. He's like, dude, he's like, Bubba, he's like, it's gone. He's like, everything's gone. I said, what do you mean everything's gone? He's like, the house just burnt. He said, we just lost everything. I was like, man, don't be bullshitting me. He's like, I'm telling you, everything is gone. Well, I called Lee. I was like, dude, go check on the old man. He just called and said the house is burning. So Lee come over here. They actually sent me pictures of it on my phone while I was in the hospital of my house in full flame. I was like, that's really not something I really wanted to fucking see, y'all. But it is what it is. You get kicked down, you got to get back up. And that's what I'm doing. It kicked me down, but I'm coming back up. So, coming up kicking and screaming. You can only keep a good man down so long before he finds a way to come back on his feet. And I've had some fantastic friends help me along the way. Yep. So anything else you want there, Mr. Seth?
If people want to buy jigs from you and stuff, how can they get in contact with you? And what's your cash app?
Yeah, I own Big C's Custom Jigs, which is a division of ClementLures.com. My cash app is BigCountry 1933-8. Or like if somebody is interested, just leave a comment on your on the video, and I will get with you because I will check them. Believe that. I'm not the type of person that I'm not the type of person that if you want some of my product, I will talk to you. A lot of the big companies, they won't waste their time talking to you or anything like that. Y'all, what is my it's BigCountry's Custom Jigs on TikTok, y'all. Like I said, it's a division of ClementLures.com. Also, we asphalt Clement Lures. We make soft plastics. We make soft plastic crappie jigs. We make soft plastic bass baits. We make Cincos. We make speed crawls, space monkeys. We can make a 7 all the way up to a 13-inch worm. Z crawls, beavers. I mean, we can make all kind of stuff. And like I said, whatever anything you like to fish. I've been playing with tying trout flies and some other stuff. So hopefully I'll get good enough later where that can be done.
Oh yeah, your TikTok will be in the description below, by the way, on the interview.
All right. Like I said, I can tie just about whatever color you want if I don't have the stuff to do it. Yeah, that's right. For what I do, I also make jewelry, y'all. I'm glad you brought that up, buddy. Let me show y'all. Let me find something that I got finished here. I make custom earrings out of feathers. They're custom. I mean, I can do several different colors. It's this is actually like a butterfly profile. See if I can get it straightened out here like it's supposed to be. There we go. Looks like a little butterfly profile. I have them this way. I do them. I can make them on actual jig head. where it has a little more weight to it. I must start doing it like that because they're real light. I know a lot of ladies cannot handle the weight on their ears like that, so that's why I started making them really light. Anything you're interested in, all you gotta do is hit me up. I'll have Snapchat and all that. I'll give you. I'll send that to you too. Just all you gotta do is holler at me. And what's going on, Malabone? All you gotta do is holler, and I'll get with you. Either you can either like Seth says, add me on TikTok or Snapchat, or I'm not gonna put my phone number out there because there's too many crazy people in the world. But I'll leave information, or if need be, I'll leave my email for you. Going off from Georgia. I will leave some way for you to get a hold to me. Like I said, or you can do it through clementlures.com. It's owned by a fellow named Casey Clement, which is one of the guys I was talking about, preacher, that I could actually count on one hand. So, we started it. It's like, we tired of buying tackle. We're gonna start making our own. Well, no, it ain't nowhere close to no Great Ghost, buddy. I can tell you a Great Ghost. But yeah, we got tired of doing our own, so we decided we could start us a little company. So, well, it started, and it's become interesting. Let's put it that way. It come out to be way more than what we anticipated. It's but like I said, I enjoy it. I've like I said, I've met some amazing people on TikTok because of this right here. No, it's not white. I'll show you in just a second. And I've made some really good friends doing something that I really enjoy. I have sent jigs all over the world. Well, I say all over the United States. Last week I sent some to Ohio. I've sent them to Texas, Georgia. I sent some to California. I didn't even know they perch fished in California. But well, when I say perch, y'all, I mean a crappie. I make crappie jigs. It's Southern. He was asking about the color. That's my newest jig, y'all. It's called the Phantom.
Looks cool. I'd say that would do good on white bass.
It does. White bass, crappie. Normally, like I'm fishing for white bass, though, I'm throwing something like this with a little bit heavier head, because normally if you're fishing whites, you're fishing current. Well, that's the way it is here. If you're fishing whites, you're fishing current. So I upgrade to a 1/8 when I'm fishing whites, and a little bit stronger hook, because we catch some whites down here be 4 or 5 pounds. That'll straighten out a regular crappie hook. So, yeah. So like I said, it depends on what you want. I've been playing big stripers. I've been tying some stuff for stripers, and like I said, just goofing off. All right, where's it at? I got another one here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I got too much stuff on my table. But it's actually a big 3/8 ounce flipping jig, a big bass jig that I tied. Should be right here somewhere. I don't know. It's right there somewhere. Well, yeah, it's actual 3/8 ounce bass flipping jig. And here it is, right here. That's an actual bass jig head, but complete with weed guard and everything.
That's nice for sure.
Like I said, that was just a play around, try run kind of thing. But mostly I stick to crappie. I'm fixing to start tying some 1/64, some little bitty ones for bluegill, stuff like that. I've been tying about 9 years now. The guy that actually taught me to tie is in my TikTok live right now. Yeah, he's been tied better than 20. And he owns these custom jigs. So, regardless, if you order from me, you will get quality work. I hand tie every jig you order, and my policy of it is, I will never ever sell you a jig I won't fish myself. If I don't think it's fishable, I won't sell it to you. So,
definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your night, man, to sit down with me on the podcast. And
I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
It's nice to sit down with somebody that actually has the same thoughts you do and the beliefs you do and stuff like that. And,
yes, sir.
Who knows? Hey, we might do it again.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll have you on again, man. Hopefully, well, I don't know if you want to have more Bigfoot encounters.
I do really. I really. I want to actually put my eyes on one. In the daylight. So I can actually see what I'm looking at. And I'm sure it will once I start working up. Once I go up there and start fiddling around on a leash. Some Bigfoot, and I would like to. I wouldn't mind having a dog man encounter just to see it, but
I don't.
Tosi says, yeah, because when you talk about Bigfoot, some people think you're crazy. You know what? I don't care. Let them think I'm crazy. I know what I know. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard. You wasn't there. You don't know. So why judge?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You
don't think, like I said at the beginning of the video, y'all, if you don't think Bigfoot's real, keep your ass out of the woods in Louisiana. I can promise you.
Or keep your ass out of the woods anywhere.
Especially down here in the South. Like my buddy Dosha, he lives in Mississippi. And they have a lot of stuff going on over there. So
yeah. Here lately here in Eastern Kentucky, the past year or two, we've been having some rocks being thrown at people. There was a Bigfoot sighting above a waterfall at the lake. So it's picking up here as well.
So up in Arkansas, my buddy preacher, his brother, they was pulled up to the camp, and they was camped out on the lake, and a big rocky hill above them. They had two rocks. They said about half size of a hood, truck hood, thrown out in the middle of the lake. Tell me what can do that. Now go ahead, I'll wait.
Bigfoot.
Right. Ain't nothing else gonna do it. Oh, I do too, though. They make fun of me too, but I know what I've heard and I know what I've seen. And what else got a 22-inch track that's 9.5 inches wide? Shaq? Shaq ain't running through the woods over here.
Shaq.
Behind my Mama Shirley's house, around her pond, I have measured out some tracks that was 24 inches long and 11 inches wide around her pond.
Wow. I've heard
That's
of
a big
her.
boy.
I've heard of her. She's been on some documentaries, ain't she?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Shirley Raspberry. Yep.
Definitely, if you can get me in contact with her, I would definitely love to have her on.
That's the woman that raised me, dude. All I had to do was make a phone call.
For sure, dude. Because I've heard of her.
Yeah. Yeah. She's actually, if you, like I said, on the video series, Bigfoot is Real from the GCBRO. She was in the first video, Miss Shirley. She lives out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, I don't know. But if you go one way down her road, it'll take you about 15 miles to get to a store. If you go the other way down her road, it's about 10 miles to get to a store. But she's in the middle of nowhere, woods all the way around her. She lives in a little town called Gold Down, Louisiana, which is actually where I hunt too, but I ain't gonna tell you where. But I don't need nobody to mess with my dearest.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why you're having a lot of Bigfoot sightings and stuff and Bigfoot encounters. Deer is the
Oh, I
main
got the
food
deer.
source. The main
I
food
got the
source
deer.
for Bigfoot.
Any given day, you can sit in a stand at my lease and see 20 to 30 does every day.
That's why there's so
Because
much Bigfoot activity.
because we don't shoot them. We don't shoot nothing but big trophy bucks. I sat there last year one morning. I had 27 does and 4 bucks eating at one time. Nothing to shoot. And that's why, that's why we don't, most places around us are loaded with hogs. We don't have the hogs. We'll have 1 or 2 packs come in and that's it. They're gone. No, Big T, we shoot 8 point or better. If it ain't 8 point or better, we don't shoot it. And it's got to have at least a 16 to 18 inch spread. Our thing is, if it's not big enough to put on a wall, it's not big enough to kill. I had a good year last year. I was fortunate enough to kill 3 good 8 points. Because we let the little stuff walk. We don't. The only way I'll shoot a small buck is if he's hurt, if he's crippled, or he's got a broken leg or something like that. I'll take him out. But anything other than that, they get a walk. And I'm gonna tell you, over the years of deer hunting, I've got to where I'd much rather sit and watch one as I would to kill one. I actually watched a young doe and a bobcat last year play chase around the damn feeder. That was some of the most comical stuff I've ever seen. The bobcat wasn't trying to hurt the little doe. They were just, you could tell it was a little young bobcat, and they was running, playing. They was having them a good old time. Until Mama stepped in, she didn't like that too well, but it was quite a show.
Definitely, man.
But y'all was talking about jigs. This is probably my most requested jig right here. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the monkey milk hair right there. I can do it on a 1/16 or 1/32. Traditionally, it goes on a pink head, but I can do it on any color head you want. I can do pink, candy pink, black, pearlescent, which I love it, pearlescent. Y'all, I'm gonna show it to you. Where'd it go? Here it is. This pearlescent is so pretty, y'all. That's a pearlescent. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that is a pearl right there. That's on a 1/32 head. Let me see. Let me find something a little bigger here. I'm gonna put it on a bigger head so y'all can see what it's like. Give you a better view of it. It's like a pearly white salt and pepper is really what it looks like. Okay. Riley says that talk show, whatever we was talking about earlier. What's the name of it?
You talking about the radio show?
Yes.
It's called Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast.
It's actually on AM radio. I don't know what time, but they talk about UFOs, aliens, Bigfoot, Dogman. I'm sure they talk about Mothman as well.
Oh yeah, there it is on a little better head. Y'all can see it. That is the pearlescent. That makes a beautiful, beautiful jig, y'all. I've got it as a head on couple of my flagship colors. So it's still hot, y'all. I don't know. I see a lot of guys on here that tie jigs and whatnot. They all have like big, real expensive, like rotator vices and stuff like that. This vice right here was bought, but for me by a fella in my life. I was complaining about how bad the vice was that I had, but I couldn't keep it tight. He falling apart on me, and he actually sent me the money. He's like, "Here, go get you a vice." Well, I ordered a rotary vice, and this is a piece of junk's what they sent me. So, but I make it work. Like I said, everything. Anytime you get anything from me, it will be hand tied. Mr. Lee in my live there, he makes all of my heads. We can do a 1/32, a 1/16. You can do a 1/8 too, can't you, Bubba? You still there? I think you can do a 1/8 too. Just it depends on what you want, you know. I can tie just about any color you want. If I do not have the chenille or the hair for the color you want, I will get it. Like I said, it just depends on what you want. And there you, buddy. That's what's up. A couple of the guys in here. I've been teaching, trying to get them started tying, and I actually send them a lot of some of my personal stuff, personal hair, Chanel, stuff like that, just to help get them started. I'll sit and he can do a 1/8, a quarter, a 32nd, or a 16th. Yeah, that's the 4 sizes I can tie it in: a 1/8, a 1/4, a 1/32, or a 1/16. I've been trying to teach them, sit down with them, FaceTime with them, walk them through step by step on how to tie, stuff like that. I do tie, I teach them live sometimes. It just really depends on what somebody wants. A lot of people are more comfortable with a one-on-one than trying to, learn in a live, So I don't mind. I do not mind sitting down and taking the time and helping someone learn if they want to. If they want to learn, I'll help. But I'm not gonna sit here for 6 hours and teach you how to tie if you just well, I don't like your shit, because I'll tell you before we start, it's an expensive hobby, but it reaps rewards at the end. Like I said, Mr. Lee Rhodes up there, he's the one that taught me how to tie. Been tying about 9 years now, and so I love it. It's relaxing. You can sit here, you have a bad day, you get frustrated. Come sit down on this vise. This vise will help you to relieve stress, believe it or not.
Absolutely, I completely understand that, man. Me doing the podcast, it helps helps with stress a lot for sure.
Well, see, my thing, Seth, and anybody knows me to tell you, if it's either I sit down and do this, or I'll end up, getting a little overboard with it, and I'll end up putting my hands on something, and I don't really want to do that, trying to leave all that behind me. Sasquatch Odyssey, I ain't never even heard of it. Riley, I'm telling you, go check out Dixie Cryptid on YouTube.
And definitely subscribe to Seth's Daily Podcast.
Yeah, and definitely subscribe to Death Sentence Podcast, because this will be on tonight.
Absolutely. So, I have a bunch of Bigfoot, UFO. I've done some Mothman actually as well. And here's another podcast too. The hat I'm wearing is called the Paranormal Trucker Podcast, and he's a trucker, and he tells you about ghost hunting stories that he's had. It's on YouTube. Cryptids like UFOs he's seen and all that stuff.
You said it's what? Paranormal Trucker?
The Paranormal Trucker, yeah, on YouTube.
Y'all hear that? Paranormal Trucker on YouTube. Y'all check him out. Make sure y'all follow Seth's Daily Podcast on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow here. Everybody in my live, if you're not following Lee Rhodes, make sure y'all follow him. Lee's been fighting, trying to get his followers up so he can go live. He ties jigs, he makes jig heads, he paints baits, makes weights. He does all kinds of stuff, Then Riley, if you're looking for something to fall asleep, go to DixieCryptid.com and go listen to the Steve Lilly journals. Steve Lilly is a Squatch hunter that Cam made Steve Lilly, okay? He's got another, okay. Cam made up Steve Lilly, but the stories are phenomenal, dude. It tells about, from the time he killed his first Squatch all the way through, the government agents that hired him, and I mean, it tells everything. I'm telling you, go listen to it. You'll enjoy it.
I got a very cool. I'll tell you a story that I've heard from people in the Fort Knox area of Kentucky.
Yeah.
where the army base is and stuff.
Uh-huh.
There was supposedly a Bigfoot killing there, and there was one army guy that seen it. And the next day, he had a bunch of government officials come there and tell him not to say anything.
Mhm.
And he told the story actually on his deathbed.
There's a story on Dixie Cryptid about a Bigfoot encounter on a base. I don't remember which one it is, but it's a Bigfoot encounter on a base. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, people are going to believe what they're going to believe.
Who was from West Virginia in your live chat? Because actually, Tuesday, I got two Bigfoot researchers, Joe Purdue and I forget the other guy's name, but Joe Purdue. He's from West Virginia, around Point Pleasant. Actually, he's a Bigfoot researcher.
I don't know who was in here, y'all. Who's in here from West Virginia?
Let me find that other guy's name. It was Joe Purdue and Ron something. They're two Bigfoot researchers from close to Point Pleasant, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Lanham, and Joe Purdue.
I've heard that name. Yeah, like I was talking about Mama Shirley out there. Bobo Faye.
Yeah, I know him.
Has actually called and begged to just come sit in her driveway because there's so much action around her. And she told him flat out, no. She's like, I don't want all that, attention at my house. And I understand that. I mean, the woman wants her privacy, give it to her.
Absolutely.
And her thing is the grandkids and stuff like that is what she's, what she's scared for. I live, I don't know, 35 minutes from her, something like that. But I told her, I was like, anytime, you have a problem at night like that, I said, call me. I said, it might take me a little bit to get there, but I will be there. And I will be loaded for bear when I get to it. I got something in there, it'll knock a hole in whatever you want to shoot with it, I can promise you. Shoot him with that 35 weighted with a 230 grain bullet, it's going to knock a hole in whatever you shoot.
Has she seen Bigfoot at her house?
Yeah, yes. She's seen him on multiple occasions. Her and my sister-in-law both, they come in from the casino one night, and when they pulled in the driveway, he was standing at the side of the house. And they both run in the house, and he said he was beating on the walls, throwing rocks. And I don't know if it's just like his attraction to, a female or, what, but he don't, if it's just her by herself, he's a little more brazen, I guess you'd say. But if there's any kind of man at the house, he won't show himself. I was over one night a couple years ago, and y'all, when I say it was cold, it don't get cold here in Louisiana, but it was cold. It was supposed to be like 14 degrees that night. And her husband asked me if I would go out and drain the water out of his radiator in his truck because he was on a rig. I was like, sure, buddy, no problem, So I go out there, slide under the truck, start unhooking the hose to drain, and I heard the most god-awful growl. Y'all, when I tell you that made my hair stand up on my neck, I knew what it was. I already knew what it was. I said, all right, bud, you want to play, huh? Okay. Well, it's hunting season. So I walked to my truck. I grabbed my headlight, and I grabbed my rifle. I walked back, flip my headlight on, go to shine in the woods, trying to see if I could see anything. I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. I don't know if he had his head turned where the light wouldn't pick his eyes up or had his back turned to him or what. I never could pick him up, but I could hear him. You could hear him walking around out in the woods. You could hear the sticks breaking, stuff like that. You hear him growling. But I probably gun up right there by the bumper. I slipped back on the truck, went to doing what I do. Drained it out, filled it up with oh hell, I don't want blank. Antifreeze. And I went around looking some more, and I never did. And like I said, I could hear him out in the woods out there breaking sticks and stuff, but I never could see it. When one of them's coming through the woods, there's one or two things it's either gonna be. He's gonna be quiet as hell and sneak up on you, or it's gonna sound like a train coming through the woods. There's no two ways about it. That's what you're gonna hear. You're not gonna hear nothing till he's there. Or like I said, it's gonna sound like a train coming through the woods. I had here a couple years ago, I was up on the Sachi National Forest. I was up there scouting, go turkey hunting, which opens this coming weekend, by the way. And I was up there, I was calling, and I had old Gobbler start hollering back at me. And I'd yep a little bit, he'd answer. I'd yep a little bit, he'd answer me. I said, all right, well, I'll come in and kill your ass in the morning. Well, I don't know, we talked, me and that old Gobbler talked back and forth there for a few minutes. And I heard the most god-awful sound. I don't know what it was. Wasn't no roar, wasn't no yell. I don't even know what, But all I can tell you is it was loud. It sounded like somebody was dying down in the woods. That's what it sounded like. It sounded loud. It was loud as a freight train. And I was like, yep, that's my cue. Time to leave. I never did go back. I didn't go. I should have went back next morning, killed that bird, but I didn't. I never went back in there. No, Bethany, it wasn't a fox, baby. But like I said, if y'all don't think he's real, come on. I'll tell you what, if y'all don't think he's real, y'all just come on here to Louisiana and I'll show you. He is definitely alive and well.
Definitely.
Like I say, anybody got any questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to ask, long as you ain't coming up with something stupid. But if you have a legit, question, something like that, don't be afraid to ask. I don't mind talking to people, stuff like that. Just, I'm not going to sit here and deal with stupidity. I ain't got time for it. I got too much to do. I got to tie jig, and in the morning I got to go catch fish. So.
Definitely appreciate it, brother.
And yes, sir. Like I said, anybody has anything they want to know, whatever, don't be scared to ask. Any jigs, ClementLures.com, or hit me up personally on TikTok, or just put a comment in the video there, and I will get with you.
Absolutely.
And
I'll put your TikTok in the description as well.
All right. I'll send you my my Snapchat too. You put that in if you want to.
Yes, sir.
That way, if somebody wants to contact me like that.
Absolutely. Definitely will, man.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it, y'all. Like I said, everybody, feel free to contact me. Any questions, comments, anything like that, just feel free to say hello.
Absolutely. This has been the interview with TikTok star, Bigfoot, Eyewitness, BigCountry. I want to thank him for being on. Y'all have a good night, and God bless.